Senator Sanders, Nomiki Konst here. Hi. The last 5 years have been the most incredible, inspiring, moving 5 years of my life. I have been fighting for your platform alongside this movement with literally millions of people who have opened up their hearts, who have put their jobs on the line, in some cases their reputations on the line, who have fought, who have knocked on doors, who have made phone calls, texted friends and family, who've had hard conversations at Thanksgiving dinners and family dinners, who have opened up their pocketbooks when they literally cannot afford to. And they've done it, as you know too well, because they believe in the movement that you represent, that you have pretty much built and rebuilt, because they believe in your platform and they believe that they do not have a choice. If there was any moment that crystallized what is on the line, it's this moment. Right now, Thursday at 5:30 p.m., March 12th, we are in the beginning stages of a pandemic. We are now seeing a path for your nomination close in. And I say that as someone who was part of the Unity Reform Commission, as you know, because you appointed me. But I say that as somebody who fought with others to help build a better primary process for you. You know, we as a movement worked tirelessly for this campaign so that you would have a voice and you would be the voice that was the alternative to the neoliberal voice out there that has just drained our system, that has drowned out all of the working people's voices, that smeared, frankly, many movement leaders who are out there fighting for working people. The last 5 years have led us to this moment. But there's really not much we as a movement can do at this moment other than look to you for guidance. And I know you're an honorable person, and I know you're hearing a lot of criticism right now for not taking on Joe Biden at this moment. I know many people think in the media and political operatives, and maybe even people on your campaign probably think that it's over, and now is the time to pressure Joe Biden to be more progressive, to bring on somebody onto his ticket that is more progressive, and then to take that to the debate stage. But I had a wake-up call last night, as I think a lot of folks did, in that we don't know if we have a choice but to support you right now. Electability has been a major issue in the Democratic Party. We know this, right? They always want to say that the person on the left is not electable, and they will come up with whatever skewed logic there is. But I think that I think Nancy Pelosi even sees you as the electable candidate right now. I think the world is seeing it before their eyes, that the only person who has the leadership and the plans and the cognitive ability to defeat Donald Trump and the movement to defeat Donald Trump is you, Senator Sanders. So we want you to say this, because what is on the line right now is a pandemic. What is on the line right now is a global economy on the verge, potentially, of collapse. Nobody can afford this. We are already being crushed. What is on the line right now is people, children in cages at the border. As you know too well, that was boiling under the surface of the Obama administration. We cannot afford any other option but Senator Sanders being our president right now and our nominee. I was ready to call it a day ago. But I really think that this moment calls for courageous leadership. And we have seen historically moments that have shifted the future of our country. We've seen elections turn in a moment. And if right now, based on the electoral math, if we're going to look at the delegates, you would need to win 50% of the vote moving forward, or Joe Biden would have to win 56% of the vote moving forward. We know that momentum and the argument of electability is what is going to shape your getting to 50% moving forward. But if you call it somewhere in between, if we have a convention, it will be about those delegates. I think that the Democratic establishment is going to be coming to terms in the next week or so with whether or not Joe Biden is able to make an argument against Trump in the face of a global catastrophe. You have an opportunity, and it is really now just you, Senator Sanders. I think there's a lot of frustration about why we are here, how we weren't able to capitalize off of being the front runners, right? The movement. I think people are pointing fingers in all directions right now, and they probably will. And some of it might be true, some of it might be false, but at this moment, nobody can save this movement and potentially society but you. I know Joe Biden is your friend. We know that. We know that you cross party lines. We know that the Senate is a lonely place. We know that a Senate is a lonely place for a progressive. We know how you feel about the establishment and the media. But right now, we need you to give faith, to show that you are the calm, courageous leader that the country needs to those people who are outside of the base. We need older voters like my mother who called me up today and said, "Did you see Senator Sanders talk about coronavirus?" That was leadership. We need more of that. We need you to say, "I am a Democrat." Some voters just want to hear that. We need you to understand that your message is the vehicle right now that'll save us. I don't know if you believe you can win at this point. I don't know if that's your strategy or if it's just to pressure Joe Biden. But for those of us who are young, and I'm an older millennial, who have seen what happens after 9/11, who have seen and felt what happens after the economy collapsed in 2008. For those of us who were in Puerto Rico after the storm hit, who've seen blackouts, who've been the victims of austerity, who've had their houses foreclosed, who are buried in student loan debt, who are living in the gig economy, who don't have access to health care, who have no security net, who don't know if the way that our global economy is structured is going to protect us and provide us with food in the coming weeks. I think that you are the messenger and the option, the only option that will give us hope. So we need you to make that distinction. Whether or not you believe you can win at this point, or people around you think you can win at this point, the only way that limited path is available is if you believe it. So, on behalf of the millions of people who have knocked on doors, opened up their checkbooks for you, who've made phone calls, who've fought hard, taken bullets for the movement, remember that you are representing us. And Joe Biden might be your friend, But at the end of the day, if we look back at this moment and we see it as an opportunity that was lost, and it really was lost because of a couple of moves. I mean, that really is life and death for too many people. So, Senator Sanders, I am so proud to have campaigned for you. I'm so proud to have fought alongside all of the warriors out there over the last 5 years. And I'm so grateful for what you've built, something that we couldn't even imagine doable just a few years ago. I'm so grateful that you've inspired a new generation to rise up and run for office and win and organize. I'm so grateful that you have shifted the conversation so much back to what matters. I'm so grateful that you've exposed corruption. I am so grateful for what you have done in changing the course of history for the better. And I just hope that at the end of the day, before you go to bed at night, you think about those millions of people who are depending on you and the difference between a Biden administration, a Trump administration, and a Sanders administration at this moment in history.